Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambeau channel. Are you sure that XRP is going to be worth a lot more than it is right now in the future? Are you sure it's going to increase in price? Well, regardless of your answer, I want to share something with you. I've got a response from to a core question from David Schwartz, who is Ripple's CTO, and he is co-creator of the XRP ledger. And he kind of fleshes out this idea of why he believes the price of XRP could be worth more. And he makes it very clear, by the way, very super clear, that this is what Ripple wants. This is Ripple's strategy, XRP being worth more. They're the largest holder of XRP on the freaking planet. They have more motivation to make sure that XRP is worth substantially more in the future than any other person or entity on the whole freaking planet. So I want to share with you what his response on that. Also, in terms of long-term viability of the crypto asset class, I want to share with you this headline. This comes from Cointelegraph. Incoming senator hopes to bring Bitcoin into the national conversation. And yes, this newly elected senator was on Good Morning America, singing the praises of Bitcoin specifically. Now, look, even for me as an XRP holder, and this is an XRP-centric channel, I love this. I want XRP to do well because Bitcoin to do well, rather. Sorry, because if Bitcoin does well, I believe that will be good for XRP, and I hold me some XRP. I want the whole asset class to do better. And I love seeing real-world adoption, and I love seeing adoption from people in high places within the United States federal government, right? Well, I mean, this is a state senator, but you kind of get what I'm saying. Just whether, I don't care. To be honest with you, if we're talking politics, I mean, not that I talk politics on the channel, but if you're talking anybody, whether it's on a local level, a state level, or the federal government, I don't care. It's exciting to me if people in positions of power are holding crypto themselves. I think that's awesome. Anyway, before we go any further, if you would please, ever so delicately, tap the like button. I would definitely appreciate the support. And also, I recommend that you subscribe to the Moon Lambeau channel, because if you do, we could be friends. Maybe even best friends. Let's see where this exciting roller coaster ride takes us. All right, shout out to XRP Senpai, who tagged me along with a number of others in this particular tweet here, and wrote the following. On the topic of, if banks don't need to use XRP coins for their transactions, how can XRP price go high when banks adopt the Ripple platform? And then parentheses, they write XRPL. And so that was the question on the Quora website that David Schwartz responded to. And it's not a brand new question, but it is damn perfect. And so I wanted to share it with you. Let me pull this up now. So this was from November 13th, 2017, right around the time I actually entered the exciting world of crypto and began learning about XRP. And so here's what David Schwartz wrote. There's a business that Ripple has providing transaction processing software to banks. It can work without XRP and without any blockchain tech. It improves international payments because it uses end-to-end messaging to track payment progress, ensure all necessary compliance information is in the transaction in the first place, precisely knows the fees ahead of time, and provides prompt, reliable confirmation of delivery. This is a big enough improvement that banks will use it even if the actual money moves the same way it does now. Yeah, and I remember when I first learned that, and it was astonishing, just the fact that... Actually, it was astonishing to Ripple when they jumped into all this many years ago. They found out that just better messaging was a product in and of itself. Forget cryptocurrencies. They're like, holy hell, even this market is so underserved. And so even with, my position on XRP is quite clear. I personally believe it'll be worth a lot more. And I do want to be clear also that I don't have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and you should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I just think it's fun to talk about this stuff and make YouTube videos as a hobby. That's all it is, though. But anyway, Ripple, this is David Schwartz now continuing here. Ripple has built a public blockchain with a native asset, XRP. It has various nice features: a distributed exchange, good governance, fast transactions, high transaction volume, native multi-sign, key rotation, payment channels, and so on. The hard part about getting banks to use a blockchain isn't the blockchain, It's everything else. It's governance, compliance, integration with banking systems, and so on. Our software does all that stuff. So if routing a payment through XRP is a penny cheaper, the bank can take it. Then we have to make XRP cheaper somewhere that matters. Ripple likely won't target the biggest corridors like USD to EUR early because they're already efficient. And that's why, so right there, if we could pause right there, like they are tackling that right now. So I don't know what he considers like early to be. Like to me, it's still kind of early in the game here. A whole lot of corridors being built out. There are only 6 cryptocurrency exchanges serving as liquidity pools on the entire planet for this. So to me, it's still early days, but nonetheless, hey, tackling it. Anyway, early targets will be inefficient but fairly high volume corridor. For example, EUR to INR, market makers, which are currency traders, often have very small profit margins, so even a small incentive to place good EUR to XRP and then XRP to INR offers can beat what banks are getting now through the correspondent banking system. And once we get one corridor, we hang other countries off each end of the corridor, expanding the reach of XRP. Now, say you're a company like Apple with a huge pile of cash. If you want to snap up other assets cheap, you'll need to hold the asset the people selling want. If they're going into any of our corridors, they'll want XRP, so you would want to hold it. If Ripple is successful getting XRP used as a vehicle asset in international payments, new corporates like Uber and Airbnb, who make payments all over the globe and want to make them as quickly and cheaply as possible, could significantly add to the demand for XRP. And this is where it's important because you guys, I don't need to explain to you how supply and demand works, but this is what we're talking about here. So anyway, so he said, it could significantly add to the demand for XRP. Why? Well, number one, they can buy XRP at below market cost. Say they want to buy with USD. They just wait for someone to make a payment that's bridged with XRP that delivers USD. They can provide the USD for delivery and take the XRP from the other side of the payment. Since they're providing someone else liquidity, they'll pay below market rate. They can make payments funded, this is number 2 now, they can make payments funded from XRP at roughly half cost. Say they want to pay into a corridor that's bridged by XRP. Since they already have XRP, they can save the cost of the 2 XRP half of the payment. Yeah, exactly. And so that's why, like, I don't know how quickly something like this would happen, but David Schwartz is absolutely correct about this. It just makes me wonder when are corporates going to be interested in holding crypto assets on a much larger scale? Well, interestingly, in 2020, we're seeing the first publicly traded companies hold Bitcoin. And we're not seeing them hold other cryptocurrencies yet, but as XRP continues to prove as time passes that it's here for the long haul, I think that even if there's volatility, it'll be a little bit less scary for companies to do that. But even if you wait until there's less excitement around the asset class to some degree, and entities continue to or start holding XRP for these purposes, because they're less scared, because there's less volatility in the future, however it unfolds, I still think it's going to happen. And then again, still, we know how supply and demand work, and so that's what's interesting here. So anyway, so number 2 again, I just want to cover this again. They can make payments funded from XRP at roughly half cost. Say they want to pay into a corridor that's bridged by XRP. Since they already have XRP, they can save the cost of the 2 XRP, half of the payment. And then he continues. This means they'll save money by holding piles of XRP sufficient to adapt the timing of these 2 operations, and they'll be adding to XRP demand. These forces could be expected to increase the price of XRP. Well, how about that? What do you know? Supply and demand, real-world utility. We're talking about actual adoption here. And there's David Schwartz stating, quote, these forces could be expected to increase the price of XRP. Then he writes, the same logic can apply to all kinds of companies that make payments around the world. Now, of course, in the short term here, and I know the asset class has been around for about 12 years at this point, it's early days. Like, there's not sufficient importance placed upon utility today, and most cryptocurrencies that still have market caps don't do a damn thing. Most of them don't do a damn thing. They never will. They'll probably all go to zero functionally, or literally perhaps. And eventually, traders, whether they're institutional investors, retail speculators, whatever, they're all going to place a greater importance on utility as time passes. It's just the winners are less certain right now because most cryptos don't even do anything right now. And so that's how I think it's going to unfold in a general sense as time passes. Now take a look at this. He ends by writing this, and I love this. This is David Schwartz. And this is right after referencing, this is why he thinks XRP price could go up. And he states, at least that's what Ripple's betting on. After all, the reason we're doing this is to increase demand for XRP, to increase the value we can extract from our stash of XRP. Well, is this surprising? I'm so glad that they're public about this, obviously. They have all the incentive in the world to build out the XRP ecosystem, and we see them actually doing this. They're the greatest cheerleader for XRP there could ever be, and they're the most incentivized, and they're finding success. To me, this is very meaningful, and it makes me excited to be a holder of XRP. I'm glad there are other developers building on top of the ledger. It's just it's early days, but it's neat stuff here. Now into this piece from Cointelegraph. An incoming senator hopes to bring Bitcoin into the national conversation, and this I am a fan of. This is exciting. And this is also why, and I made this point the other day, I'm going to make it again, though. As time passes, like, people ask, like, what if the United States government bans Bitcoin? Or pick your government. Well, my argument is that as time passes, you're going to have more and more people in power that hold Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. Do you think they want to ban their own assets when they're holding them? I mean, holy hell. It made me think about when Michael Saylor went to his board of directors and was talking about the idea of purchasing Bitcoin as a treasury reserve asset, which is that's MicroStrategy CEO Michael Saylor. And they ended up spending $425 million purchasing Bitcoin. And so he was like, okay, he went to the board of directors and he was thinking to himself, well, I wonder how quickly and in what way they're going to swat this idea down. He wasn't necessarily convinced it was going to go anywhere. But then when he started bringing it up to the board of directors, he found out that half of them already held Bitcoin themselves. And so what do you think is going to happen when people in the government on a federal level specifically ultimately are holding Bitcoin? Do you think they're going to ban it? Because I'm telling you, the more time passes, the old fogies out there at the end of their careers here, they're the ones that are less interested in this and not as convinced that it's something that's going to be around. But even just a decade or two younger think differently. And if you get into like the millennial zone and younger, well, as they get into these positions of power in the coming decades, they're all about this stuff, and it's clearly not going away. So no, crypto's not getting banned. But anyway. At least not in the United States, I certainly don't believe. There could be some rogue nations out there that are just idiots, and then they're really gonna eat it though, because it is not gonna be good economically for them. They're just gonna shut themselves off. But anyway, in an interview with the ABC news program GMA3, What You Need to Know on Friday, Senator-elect Cynthia Lummis again voiced her support for the popularization of Bitcoin, going so far as to say that she does hope to bring Bitcoin into the national conversation. In a clip that has been widely circulating on Twitter, the soon-to-be senator representing Wyoming, possibly the highest-ranking U.S. official to ever speak so glowingly of the digital currency, cited her experience as a former state treasurer for why she believes in Bitcoin's future, and here's a quote from her. I'm a former state treasurer, and I invested our state's permanent funds, so I was always looking for a good store of value, and Bitcoin fits that bill. Our own currency inflates. Bitcoin does not. Its 21 million Bitcoin will be mined, and that's it. It is a finite supply. So I have confidence that this will be an important player in store of value for a long time to come. And look, I'm all on board for this. Just because I'm running an XRP channel doesn't mean I don't want Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies to do well. Quite to the contrary, I want all sorts of other cryptocurrencies to do well because that just means a bigger pie. I'm all about that. Anyway, that is it for this video, and thank you for stopping by, my friends. I very much do appreciate all of the support. I am not a financial advisor. Do not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say. All right, That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo!